रहा है।
ओके, दोनों इकट्ठे बैठे हो।
यस मैम।
चल, कोई नहीं। ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ द ऑप्टिमैलिटी क्राइटेरिया जो हमें प्रूव करना है, ठीक है। सो इवन दिस रिजल्ट इज कॉल्ड एज द और what we are going to define in this theorem is optimality criteria. That means when to decide or when to conclude that the given solution of the LPP is an optimal solution. Okay. So for this again, we'll see let the given LPP. We'll start with the same LPP that we have been handling so far. Minimize Z equal to CX subject to ax equal to b and x more than or equal to 0, where again rank of A is m and the dimension of A is m cross n. Okay, I say let x star, एक हमने एक solution ले लिया x star, which we will be calling as xb0. Let this be a basic feasible solution for this given LP. Okay, and let z star be the value of the objective function for this x star. Okay, let z star be the value of the objective function for x star. Okay, now I say if at this solution, okay, zj minus cj's, all zj minus cj's are less than or equal to 0 for those aj's that are not in the basis. Okay, then the given solution then the given solution is optimal. Okay, now what does this mean? This means that, see, I have the matrix A with me, right? The dimension is m cross n. Now, at a present stage, when I am calling let x star be a basic feasible solution, that means I have a specific basis in, and this basis contains how many columns? M columns, because the rank of A is m, right? Now, the remaining n minus m columns, they, from those n minus m columns, I have AJs, right? Now that means corresponding to those n minus m columns, if I say that Zj minus Cjs is less than or equal to 0 for every one of them, not just one, for all those Ajs that are not in the basis, then the given solution is optimal. Now given solution is optimal matlab the given value of Z star cannot be improved further. Okay, which amounts to saying that if I take any other solution, and see why this is important, because we had seen in the previous result that if Zj minus Cj is more than 0, then we have an entering variable, because the corresponding Aj will define the entering variable. Now, if I have an entering variable, that means I can define a leaving variable also. So that means what? I'll get a new basis, say b cap, something else. And accordingly, I will have a new solution. So that means if I have a new solution, what I have to prove is that in that case, it will not be an improvement over Z star. That means Z star will still be the minimum value, provided all Zj minus Cjs are less than or equal to 0 for those Ajs that are not in the basis. See, this is important, that are not in the basis. Okay. So, and in fact, this will define the optimality criteria. That means once we are able to prove it, that means at every stage, when we compute the values or when we try to solve the linear programming problem, we randomly choose a B. Abhi, For the time being, we are randomly choosing a b. So we choose a b, we compute the things, we obtain the values, we get the basic feasible solutions, and then we check if zj minus cj's are less than or equal to 0 for all non-basic columns, then the solution is optimal. If not, then we improve further. Kaise? We look at zj minus cj's which are more than 0. Okay, then we allow the most positive, जैसे हमने कल prove किया था, the most positive to enter the basis. That variable enters the basis. Then we decide upon which one is going to leave the basis. उसका criteria कहाँ से आया था? We have to take the minimum of the ratios. So then we have a new basis. That means we have a new set of basic feasible solutions. Then we again compute zj minus cj. So this becomes an iterative procedure, one followed by one after the other. And the moment we define one iterative procedure, the objective is to reach the end as early as possible. Otherwise, तो ये never ending process भी बन सकता है. हम अपनी calculations unnecessarily बढ़ाते भी जा सकते हैं. So we don't want that. Okay. So in order to have that, we need to devise conditions. We need to define our algorithm in such a manner that we reach the conclusion at the earliest. This is the basic objective. Okay. So now to prove this, what we'll do is, okay, I'll start with the proof. Now, I say since X star is a basic feasible solution, so that means it satisfies all the constraints. Okay, so definitely this means that bxb is equal to b. Why? Because what was your x star? X star was nothing but xb 0. So xb xn, so since xn is all 0, so their contribution is almost 0. So and ये b भी इसलिए आया because अब ये मेरा background चल रहा है, just revising you, telling you that this is how we have defined it. Okay, so it should be actually bxb plus n into 0 equal to b, and so I have omitted this part. So what I get is only this, that bxb is equal to b. Now, which means what? If I write it in the element form, it is basically nothing but xbi bi equal to b, where your I varies from 1 to m. Okay. Now I number this equation 1, because I'll be needing it. Okay. Then come, and z star was the value of the objective function at this particular solution. That means your z star is actually nothing but cbxb, right? Which we can write as summation of cbi xbi I from 1 to m, because they are at a particular basis, right? I numbered this equation as 2. Okay. Now, as I've written above, I assume my a to be a1 a2 an, and I assume my b to be b1 b2 bm. ठीक है, हमने लास्ट थियरम्स में भी यही अज्यूम किया था सबको. ठीक है. Now, aj, I say let aj be any non-basic column. Okay. Now, if aj is any non-basic column, that means aj does not come from any of these b1 b2 bms, right? ये तो सब यहीं पे ही है. Right? b1 is the first column here, b2 is the second column here, and so on and so forth. Right? So if aj is a non-basic column, then aj can be expressed as a linear combination of b1 b2 bm. Is that right? Okay, that means now this अब यहीं से ही आ गए ना हमारे पास. That means your aj, now these yij's were your scalars, right? So this is aj is equal to summation of yij bi, where I varies from 1 to m. Is this clear? ओके सो इट्स AJ. अब आई डोंट नो, से इट कुड बी कि हमारे पहले M कॉलम्स ही B बन गए, राइट? सो बेसिकली योर B1 B2 BM आर सेम एज A1 A2 AM. तो AJ कहाँ से आएगा? AJ will come from AM plus 1, any column from AM plus 1 till AN. Okay, so it's any jth column. So it will have some scalar, right? So it will be Y1J, Y2J, Y3J, and along with these B1, B2, BMs. Is this clear? Okay, so this is how I express my linear combination. Now I start with any other solution. I say let X defined as random Riemann area X1, X2, Xn. It's not X star now, okay? It's X now. Let X be a feasible solution, okay, of the given linear programming problem. Any other solution of the given LPP. Now, basically what I have to do is I will just show that for this feasible solution, it also becomes a basic feasible solution, and the corresponding value of Z that we obtain from this X is not an improvement over Z star. This is what we'll prove, okay? So I start with X as a feasible solution of the given LPP, okay? That means, since it's a feasible solution, that means definitely it satisfies all the constraints as well as the non-negativity restrictions. Okay, so and let this correspond to my column AJ, जो उसके corresponding हमने लिया, ठीक है? इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Summation AJ XJ is equal to B, where J varies from 1 to N. Okay. Now, what was your AJ? AJ was summation Yij, अभी लिखा हमने Yij Bi. That means I can write it as summation J from 1 to N. इसमें हमने पूरे लिख लिए, जो बाकी हैं वो 0 हैं. It's immaterial of that. Instead of AJ now I write Yij Bi, where this summation is over I from 1 to N. This whole into Xj is equal to B. Okay, this is by using that equation. I mean, you can write the number here. Now what I do is I switch these summations and I write this as summation. I write first over I 1 to M, and then I write summation Yij, and then because I'm switching over the summations, so I can switch over these Xi's and Xj's also. I can write this like this also, where J is from 1 to N and this is equal to B. Is this clear? I've just switched the two summations. See, what was this? You were first summing over I, right? Why? Because you had this term with you. Now what I'm doing is I'll say I'll sum over I later on. Since I'll be summing over J's first, so that means I have to sum over Xj's first, and then I'll sum over Bi's, right? So I get this relationship, right? But if you just go back, what is this summation Yij Xj? Did we write somewhere? I have forgotten. Actually, this is nothing but, yeah. What was your equation number 1? जो हमने देखो.
Equation number 1 था summation I from 1 to N.
But from 1 we have summation I from, I'll write it again, from 1 to N Xbi Bi is equal to B.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Now compare these two equations. Okay, that means this Xbi can be compared with this term.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So this implies Xbi is equal to summation Yij Xj. Now ये भी अब important हो गया. जब हम करेंगे ना तो you will get to know J from 1 to N. इन दोनों को कंपेयर करके हमारे पास ये आ गया ना. See, this is how XBIs would be calculated. So this is again important. Okay, I'll number it 4. Right. Now, the statement of the theorem says that if at this solution Zj minus Cj's is less than or equal to 0 for those Aj's that are not in the basis, तभी हमको prove करना है ना कि ये solution optimal है. Okay. So what I do is I use that relation that Zj minus Cj is less than or equal to 0 for all Aj's that are not in the basis. Okay. We are given this. Okay, this is given to us. Now, I say if Aj is a column in the basis, then my Aj is equal to some Bi, क्योंकि हमारा basis ही B1, B2, Bm है, right? So if Aj is a column in the basis, then Aj equal to Bi for some I 1 to m. किसी ना किसी के तो इक्वल होगा अगर बेसिस में है तो, बट और अगर बेसिस में नहीं है तो डेफिनेटली इसका जो सफिक्स है वो m के अलग अलग है, राइट? दैट मीन्स सी why I'm doing this is I can write my Bi as 0 into B1 plus 0 into B2 so on, somewhere 1 into Bi and 0 into Bm. इसको इस तरह से लिख सकते हैं ना, my Bi can be written as this. 1 Bi. I can write like this. ठीक है. अब देखो जो तुम्हारा Yj है that is B inverse of Aj. ठीक है. अब इसको लिखने के लिए हम क्या करते हैं, इसका see this Yj's are nothing, they are coming from these coefficients. Yij's थे ना ये हमारे जब हम लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन लिख रहे थे. Aj was being written as summation of Yij's Bi's. And what were these Yij's? The scalars, right? So if Aj is a column in the basis and I can write this Bi's like this, that means your Yj in this case is going to be some scalar like this, which I can write as Ei also. Standard आ गया ना ये तो. It's like, see, they are actually, I'm writing it like this, but they are actually columns, right? So when they're columns, that means they correspond to, I mean, that means you have some M cross M identity matrix somewhere and you have one column picked up from there. So if you have an M cross M column, तो M cross M identity matrix, तो उसके बीच में कहीं ith column भी तो है ना, right? अगर identity matrix का M cross M identity matrix में ith column will have one at which position? The ith position, right? So basically this is nothing but E1, E2, E3, E4 and so on and so forth. So that your E1 is nothing but 1, 0, 0, 0, right? What will be E2? 0, 1, 0, 0, 0 and so on and so forth. So that somewhere down the line, your Ei will be a vector like this, which actually is a column. Imagine it like this. ठीक है, ये है तो हमारा एक कॉलम A में से ही तो हम पिक कर रहे हैं ना, कुछ हमने B बना लिए, कुछ हमने N बना लिए, right? So if I just imagine one particular basic column, so it can be written like this. So basically your Yj's or they are nothing. If you are picking up a column from the basis, then your Yj's are nothing but your standard normal vectors, जिसको हम identity matrix का कोई ना कोई एक column आ रहा है, okay? And moreover, your Zj was nothing but summation of Yij's CBI's, क्योंकि हम ये उसके ले रहे हैं, basic column ले रहे हैं. See, why I am doing all this is CB B inverse AJ. See, actually your ZJ was also nothing but CB B inverse AJ. यही वाला आया था ना जब हमने कल theorem prove किया था. So what this will prove is that Zj minus Cj for all columns, see हमने इसमें क्या assume किया है, AJ is a column in the basis, ठीक है, हमको given क्या है, ZJ minus CJ is less than or equal to 0 for all ages that are not in the basis. So what we are trying to see is what will happen to ZJ minus CJs for those columns that are the basis. See, हमारे पास दो बाइफर्केशंस है ना, एक हमारे पास बेसिक कॉलम्स है, एक नॉन बेसिक कॉलम्स है. इस थ्योरम की स्टेटमेंट ने this is telling us that for non-basic columns Zj minus Cj is less than or equal to 0. What we are first of all trying to see is कि if I have a basic feasible solution, then what happens to Zj minus Cj's of basic columns? Are you getting the point now? So for that, what we are doing is I am assuming, okay, let Hj be a column, Aj be a column in the basis. The moment I get this, I immediately get to know that my columns in the basis are going to be the contributions from some identity matrix. And this is how you do when you do. See, this is the best thing that Gauss-Jordan have given us when we are handling matrices. We have their method to work with matrices. But we have standard normal method. We have standard normal transformation of matrices. We can find the inverse using transformations. What do you get? जब तुम उसको pivot column भी बनाते हो, so what do you get? You get an identity matrix somewhere down the line. तभी हम rank निकालते हैं ना, right? So it's basically what we are going to conclude from here is that for all basic columns, Zj minus Cj will be exactly equal to 0. So that means we need not bother about Zj minus Cj's corresponding to basic vectors. We should concentrate only on those Zj minus Cj's which correspond to non-basic vectors. Is this clear? Huh? Because what will happen is that the moment you have अब yj इसमें लगाओगे cb b inverse aj, तो 1 तो एक ही जगह आ रहा है ना, वो भी कौन सी पोजीशन पे, jth पोजीशन पे. And what is the coefficient of the jth vector in the objective function? That is actually nothing but your Cj. So basically for all those vectors that are in the basis, Zj will be equal to Cj. इसको याद रखना. I mean, कितनी सारी चीजें हैं जो मैं याद बोलने को बोल रही हूँ. That means Zj minus Cj is 0. What when Aj is a column from the basic vectors. Okay, so that means what have we proved? That means Zj minus Cj is 0 for every j in the basis. Okay. Now again, now it is for your understanding that I am repeating again कि हमारे पास जो हमने A है, हमने बाइफरकेट किया हुआ है किस में, B और N में. ठीक है, इसका मतलब इस B में जितने भी कॉलम्स हैं, ठीक है, इन सब के कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग Zj माइनस Cj क्या हो गया, इक्वल टू 0. दैट मीन्स what are we concentrating now on? Zj minus Cj's corresponding to only non-basic columns. और इसके लिए हमें थ्योरम ने क्या अज्यूम करने को दिया हुआ है, लेस देन और इक्वल टू 0, लेस देन और इक्वल टू 0, राइट. सो अब ये तो सी नाउ द क्वेश्चन, ऑब्वियस क्वेश्चन कुड बी कि जरूरत क्या थी. ठीक है, जरूरत इसलिए थी कि बिकॉज थ्योरम की स्टेटमेंट ने it just mentioned that Zj minus Cj's is less than or equal to 0 for every Aj in the non-basic columns, non-basic vector. It did not mention anything about the basic columns or basic vectors. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए हमने प्रूव कर दिया कि if I have a non-basic column, उसमें तो है ही less than or equal to 0. But for every column, for every j which is in the basis, my Zj minus Cj will be exactly equal to 0. So basically, what have you concluded? That Zj minus Cj is less than or equal to 0 for every j, whether it is in the basis or not in the basis. Because अगर basis में है तो equal to 0 है, बेसिस में नहीं है तो हम तो अज्यूम ही कर रहे हैं कि इट इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू 0. तो इसका मतलब वी शुड नॉट बॉदर अबाउट even those zj minus cj's that are in the basis. वो भी हमें तंग नहीं करेंगे. They will also be either less, they will be exactly equal to 0. ठीक है. Now, the moment we get this, that this is less than or equal to 0 for every j, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? चाहे वो b के कॉलम्स हैं, चाहे वो n के कॉलम्स हैं, उन सब के लिए zj minus cj's अब क्या हो गए? Less than or equal to 0. Okay. So that means what? That means your zj is less than or equal to cj for every j. ठीक है. अब इसमें थोड़ी सी न्यूमेरिकल कैलकुलेशंस कर देते हैं. दैट मीन्स जेड जे एक्स जे समेशन सबके ऊपर ले लिया इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू समेशन सी जे एक्स जे वेयर जे वेरीज फ्रॉम 1 to n. सबके लिए ले लिया. ऑल दी n वेरिएबल्स जो हमारे पास n कॉलम्स थे सारे के सारे ले लिए हमने इसमें. ठीक है. अब इसमें जेड जे को वापस लिख लेते हैं. दैट मीन्स समेशन j फ्रॉम 1 to n. This zj is actually nothing but summation yij's cbi's I from 1 to n into xj is less than or equal to summation cjxj j from 1 to n. Yes. ठीक है ना. ये हमने ऊपर लिखा हुआ है zj will be nothing but this. Okay. That means अब इसमें इंटरचेंज कर लेते हैं समेशन. I write it as summation I from 1 to n. अब मैं CBI बाहर ले गई into summation j from 1 to n yij xj is less than or equal to, I call this value as z. Okay. Cjxj, because Cjxj means what? C1x1 plus C2x2 plus Cnxn. What is that? The value of the objective function at one particular solution, which is x actually, जो हमने अभी present पे assume करी हुई है. Okay. Now that means summation Cbi. Now this was nothing but xbi. I from 1 to m is less than or equal to z. But this was actually your z star अपने ओरिजिनल बेसिस पे जो हमने फर्स्ट में अज्यूम किया. सो दैट मीन्स व्हाट डू वी कंक्लूड? दैट z स्टार इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू z. Okay, that means what? What was the z? Z was the value of the objective function at an arbitrary solution x. And what was z star? The value of the objective function at x star, which was a basic feasible solution जो हमने शुरू में assume करी और उस पे एक value थी z star. And what have we got? We have got that z star is less than or equal to z. That means if you start with any other solution, if you pick up any other solution, at what stage? At the stage when zj minus cj is less than or equal to 0 for every j. If you pick up any other solution, then the value of the objective function will be more than or equal to z star, right? But your objective was to minimize your objective function. So what will happen? That means your z star remains the minimum. It cannot be improved further, right? So that means you don't need to move further. अगर आपके पास एक particular stage पे, while you are performing the calculations, while we are doing the iterations, if at one particular iteration we reach a stage where zj minus cj is less than or equal to 0 for every j, then we have reached optimality. Okay, that means we should terminate our iterations there. That is the end of the problem. We can conclude that this is the optimal solution. And whatever z we get, that is going to be the minimum. We cannot reduce it further. Okay? So that means here z star is an optimal solution. When all zj minus cj's are less than or equal to 0. So this defines your optimality criteria. Is this clear? Anybody, please speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So see now, what have we done? That means, if you want, you can write down the 3 criterias again. We'll have, अभी हमने क्या किया? We started with the problems when when our problem was a minimization problem. Okay, so what do we do? That means at any stage. This is basically, now I'm trying to write down the steps that we are going to follow. Okay, so very first thing that we have to do is, of course, we'll do the minimization first, and then we'll redefine the things for the maximization problems. No issues with that also. So that means, first of all, I have to identify my problem in this manner. Is it okay? That means all my constraints should be equality types. And this I have mentioned, we can introduce slack or surplus variables depending upon the sign of the constraints that we have. Is that clear? So I must have this. That means the very first thing that I have to do is convert my problem into a problem like this, right? Then as a second step, what I have to do is identify my A, in the sense, identify my columns of A, A1, A2, AN, exactly hai kya, right? And then identify what will be the order of B and what will be the order of N. That means I am choosing. See, abhi tak maine iske liye, I have not defined any rule, where to start with, when to start with, which B to be taken as basis. Abhi it's all random. मैंने अपनी मर्जी से एक B choose कर लिया, right? And एक N choose कर लिया. So I have split my A into B and N, right? Now, once I have done this, accordingly, I have actually split my X also into XB, XN, and I have also split my C into CBCN. ठीक है ना? And what do we do? Once I have my B with me, I can compute XB as B inverse B. ठीक है? Now see, अब इसमें जो हमें calculations करनी होंगी, I'll tell you. We'll compute XB as B inverse B. Then we'll compute Z also. For this basic solution, for this XB and this B, what will be the value of the objective function? ये भी तो निकालना पड़ेगा, right? I call that as Z0. Okay, and this will be given by CB B inverse B. Okay, ये तो हमारी आ गई solution जो हमने B की help से निकाले, right? अब now this is a solution means कि हमारे को we'll identify कि मेरे कौन से basic variables हैं, so which values will they take, वो यहाँ से आ जाएगा, ठीक है? Just correlate this with the first example that we did. We identified B, हमने B inverse B निकाला, then I identified which one of them is a basic feasible solution. Non-negativity restrictions अगर satisfy नहीं हो रही थी तो that was not a basic feasible solution, ठीक है ना? So it's basically that only. So हमने XB भी निकाल लिया, हमने Z0 भी निकाल लिया. So this is everything that we have to do with the help of B. Okay. Now we have to check whether this is optimal or not, right? So to check the optimality, what do we need? I mean, see, this is how we are, moving on. So once we have identified this, okay, now I write it as the third step where we check the optimality. How do we check the optimality? By computing Zj minus Cjs. Okay? Zj minus Cjs will be 0 for all basic variables. हमने ऊपर वाली theorem में prove कर दिया. Okay, so that means we need not compute Zj minus Cj's for those J's which we have taken here. P में जो ले लिए उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. Now we'll have to compute Zj minus Cj's for those J's that are here. N. अब N का role play करेगा, right? And Zj minus Cj's will be given by CB B inverse AJ minus CJ. Okay. Is that okay? अब ये AJ कौन सा होगा? That means this will be done for every J in N. अभी जब एक प्रॉब्लम लेके करते हैं देन इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? We'll first of all identify the first column in N जो भी आ रहा है, ठीक है? Compute this for that, ठीक है? Then second column in N, compute this for that, and then see what happens. Zj minus Cj's. Now, if they're all less than or equal to 0, यही चाहिए ना हमें. So if Zj minus Cj is less than or equal to 0 for every j in N, that means what? Then the current solution is optimal. We'll end up here. But what if Zj minus Cj is more than 0? But not for 1, maybe even more than 1, such column from N. Okay? Then that defines the entering variable. Okay, so I say if Zj minus Cj is more than 0 for some j in N, then xj, which is what? The most, यही करते हैं ना हम, xj is defined as what?
Maximum, yes ma'am.
Maximum, है ना? So maximum of Zj minus Cj's for which Zj minus Cj is more than 0 becomes the entering variable. ठीक है, तो अब entering variable मतलब अब हमारा b change होएगा. जो हमने original b लिया था that will change, right? But then if xj becomes the entering variable, then somebody has to leave from b also. ठीक है, so for that we define the leaving criteria जो हमने वहां पे define किया हुआ था. And what was the leaving criteria? Matlab, we will remove that, shall I say XR now, from the basis for which, कैसे define किया था उसको? XB
Minimum of the ratio.
हाँ? Minimum of the ratio. Minimum of the ratio. That's right. XBI upon YIJ is such that, but only those ratios for which the YIJs are strictly positive. Okay. So now what will happen? We'll have a new B and a new N, right? So we repeat again the same steps. Once we have a new B and a new N, so that means we compute new XB now. So we'll have a new Z naught now. So again, the step number 2, 3, 4, they will keep on repeating till what happens? Till we reach optimality. This is how the algorithm works. Okay. Say, for example, अब थोड़ी सी calculations करोगे खुद. I'm taking the example from the book only because ये छोटा है. Otherwise, it's for this it's better to work with 2 cross 2 vectors because inverse जल्दी निकल आता है. So that is why I'm specifically taking that example from your book only. Okay. Let us take Okay, let us take this one. Let's see what happens. It says minimize z equal to 2x1 minus x2 subject to minus x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 2 and 2x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 6, x1, x2 more than or equal to 0. Supposing this is the problem that you have to solve. Okay. Now, अब ये थोड़ी सी calculations quickly करनी पड़ेंगी तुम लोगों को, right? Now, as I said, the first step was to convert these inequalities into equalities, right? Since both are less than or equal to types. So your problem will now become minimize z equal to, now see, I'm writing it again. I'm just writing 2x1 minus x2 here right now. Your first constraint will now become minus x1 plus x2. I introduce the first slack variable, which I call as x3, so that this becomes equal to 2. But again, as I mentioned, while defining slack and surplus variables, they are not physical decision variables. So their contribution in the objective function does not play any important role. So what happens to the coefficient here? It becomes 0. So basically, the moment you have, slack variables, your corresponding CJs for all j which are slack, they will be 0. Even for surplus, it will happen like that. Okay, let's see. Then the second constraint will be 2x1 plus x2, but it will be a different slack. So I call it as x4 and it is 0x4. But we do not want the non-negativity restrictions to be violated. So I have that restrictions on all the 4 variables now. Is this clear? x1, x2, x3, x4 equal to 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now see, now what I'll do is, I'll just write the matrices first and then we'll do the calculations. Let's take A, which is A1, A2, A3, A4. 4 columns बनेंगे ना? Which is actually nothing but minus 1, 1, 1, 0.
2, 1, 0, 1.
0, 1. ठीक है? तो बेसिकली आपका A1 क्या हुआ? -1, 2. A2 क्या हुआ? 1, 1. A3 is 1, 0. A4 is 0, 1. Right? This is your A. Your B is 2, 6. And your C matrix is nothing but 2, -1, 0, 0. यही हुआ ना अभी तक तो हमारे पास?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, अब लेट्स डू, चलो एक काम और कर सकते हो, ये तो छोटा ही प्रॉब्लम है. कैन यू क्विकली मेक अ ग्राफ ऑफ दिस ऑल्सो? और अपने पास बना के रखो.
Okay, ma'am.
I don't need it, but I just want you to see the two things, how the two things are moving. So first of all, just make a graph of this. Quickly. Or shall I leave it as a homework and we can discuss it later on? जैसे बोलो. चलो, I'll just tell you what to do, then you do it simultaneously. Okay. Graph भी बना लेना साथ साथ. Okay. Now, as a first step, I'm just writing it now, Roman 1 here. Let, अब randomly लिया मैंने, let your B be A1, A2. ठीक है? इसका मतलब आपका N क्या हो गया? A3, A4. हमने अपने A को स्प्लिट किया ना B और N में. ठीक है? इसका मतलब XB क्या हो गया? X1, X2 और XN क्या हो गया? X3, X4. ठीक है ना? Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
बेसिकली जब अब मैं पूरी इक्वेशंस लिख रही हूँ इसमें, ठीक है। नाउ विद बी एस A1 A2, एक बारी रिपीट कर लोगे, बी बना क्या हमारे पास? आई हैव टू,
वो -1 1
रो वाइज बोल रहे हो?
हमेशा रो वाइज -1 1
-1 1 2 1,
2 1।
ठीक है ना? ये बी बना ना हमारे पास,
यस
और
मैम।
एन तो फिर बन ही गया, वो 1 0 0
वो तो
1 बन गया,
आइडेंटिटी था यस मैम।
आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स बन गया, ठीक है। नाउ विद दिस एज बी, कैन वी नॉट फाइंड बी इनवर्स?
यस मैम।
क्या आएगा?
मैम 1 -1 -2 -1।
डिटर्मिनेंट क्या है? बी इनवर्स निकालना है।
अच्छा मैंने वो
मैम
डिटरमिनेंट
-1/3 1/3 2/3 1/3
-1/3
1/3
1/3
2/3 1/3।
1/3, ठीक है ना? This becomes your B inverse. Okay. Now see the calculations. अभी मैं इसमें I am writing the complete equations because this is what we'll be computing when we write the algorithm and the table also. Okay. We'll compute XB, which is actually nothing but B inverse B minus B inverse NXN also. Okay. याद करो अपनी पहले वाली इक्वेशन, फर्स्ट इक्वेशन जो हमने लिखी थी, राइट? x was what? xb plus xn, ठीक है। तो उसमें हमने फिर उसको स्प्लिट किया था nxn में। अभी आई हैव नॉट सेड पुट x3 x4 इक्वल टू 0, इसलिए हम इसको 0 नहीं लिख रहे हैं एग्जैक्टली, राइट? सो आई हैव जस्ट अज्यूम्ड x3 x4 टू टेक ऑन सम वैल्यूज, so that is why I have to write the complete equation. Okay. Now b inverse b का मतलब क्या हुआ? -1/3 1/3 2/3 1/3 into what was your b? 2 6 है ना, minus b inverse is what? Again same, -1/3 1/3 2/3 1/3 into n, and how much is your n? The identity matrix into xn, and what is your xn? x3 x4. ये इक्वेशन बनेगी ना? सी अगर हम अभी जब हमने पहले वाली प्रॉब्लम्स करी थी ना, उसमें हमने सिर्फ सोल्यूशन निकाला था, राइट? तो उसमें हमने अज्यूम कर लिया था ओके लेट x3 भी 0 x4 भी 0, और हमने बाकी की वैल्यूज निकाली थी। अभी हमने वी डोंट नो व्हाट द वैल्यूज x3 एंड x4 आर टेकिंग, सो वी आर रिटेनिंग देम एज इट इज in this equation. We are not putting, अगर x3 x4 0 होते तो this term would be 0, this whole term would be 0, so your xb will be nothing but b inverse b. But actually xb is not this. Why? Because your x is xb plus xn. एक साथ हैं दोनों, xb xn, पूरा पूरा ये कॉलम है हमारा x का, and this right now is not all 0. Okay, so that is why we have to have this relationship also. Okay, और I think somewhere down the line I did prove ये वाला equation जब पहली बारी जब समझाया था. If you just see your notes, you will get this equation from there. So we have this now. Now अगर अब इसको simplify करोगे तो क्या आ रहा है, बता सकते हो?
मैम 4/3 और नीचे आएगा 10/3
Yeah, this is 4/3 10/3
और माइनस -x3 + x4/3।
हाँ चलो उसको मैं ऐसे लिख रही हूँ, -1/3, मतलब मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, x3 और x4 की टर्म्स को स्प्लिट कर रही हूँ.
ओके
Are you getting my point now? Okay.
यस मैम।
So it was
-1/3 एंड 2/3 नीचे होगा फिर मैम।
अच्छा, इसके नीचे 2/3, यस। और
तो
इधर
वो
प्लस आएगा या माइनस ही? दिस वाज प्लस x3/3 ना?
यस मैम, नो मैम, -1/3 था अंदर ही, बाहर नेगेटिव था ना, अंदर -x3 आ रहा है।
ठीक है, अब x4 के साथ बताओ।
मैम इट इज पॉजिटिव आ रहा है, तो मैम इट इज दैट इज 1/3, बाहर नेगेटिव रहेगा तो।
हाँ, तो यहाँ बाहर माइनस रहेगा ना, यही बोल
यस
रही
मैम।
हूँ,
हाँ मैम।
है ना? ये आ गया ना? ठीक है। अब नाउ आई एम सेइंग, जो मैं पहले बोल रही थी ना, अब अगर हम सी योर x3 x4 हमने नॉन बेसिक लिए थे, राइट है? नाउ इफ आई टेक x3 x4 टू बी 0, तो अब इसका मतलब नाउ सी दिस इज योर xb मतलब x1 x2, यही मतलब हुआ ना इसका? योर xb इज दिस ना? Now, if I take x3, x4 to be 0, that means x1 is 4/3 and x2 is 10/3. Is that okay?
यस मैम।
Right. So basically, जो हमारा solution आया वो क्या आया? 4/3, 10/3, 0, 0. This is your x now. क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने अब अज्यूम करा let my x3, x4 be 0. Is that okay? Yes or no? Um, I hope it's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So now, okay, this is your step number 2 that we have. Okay, let us do one thing also. अभी हमने x तो निकाल ही दिया, right? Let us see how much is your z at this. Z not भी निकाल ही लो. For x1 4/3, x2 10/3, how much is your z?
-2/3।
Z was 2x1 minus x2, है ना?
यस मैम।
तो 8/3 minus
8/3
10/3.
-10/3
हाँ, so your z naught is minus
-2/3।
ठीक है, तो अब हमारा स्टेप नंबर 2 कंप्लीट हो गया, राइट? नाउ वी हैव टू चेक फॉर द ऑप्टिमैलिटी। ऑप्टिमैलिटी करने के लिए हमें क्या कंप्यूट करना था? zj minus cj's, किसके लिए? फॉर ऑल j's दैट आर इन दी नॉन बेसिक कॉलम्स, ठीक है। अब हमारा n क्या था? our n is simply a3 a4. That means what do we need to compute? We need to compute z3 minus c3 and z4 minus c4. हमारे पास दो ही है ना नॉन बेसिक वेरिएबल्स। नाउ अब when we compute this z3 minus c3 and z4 minus c4, basically what do we want? We want both of them to be less than or equal to 0 so that we'll be able to conclude that this is an optimal solution. Okay, now let's see whether ऐसा है भी सही कि नहीं. Okay, so your z3 minus c3, if you go back to your formulas, this will be nothing but cb b inverse a3 minus c3. यही फॉर्मूला लिखा था ना मैंने zj minus cj का.
यस मैम।
CB B inverse AJ minus CJ. And what will be C4? This will be CB B inverse A4 minus C4. Right. But what are C3 and C4? The corresponding coefficients in the objective function for x3 and x4.
0।
ठीक है, वो क्या है? 0.
मैम 0। यस मैम।
But for this case, these two things will be this. I'm computing them simultaneously so that we'll see what happens. Okay. So that means there'll be nothing but CB B inverse A3 and CB B inverse A4. अब CB का क्या मतलब हुआ? The coefficients of the objective function corresponding to the basic variables. Basic variables कौन से हैं हमारे? x1, x2. इसका मतलब CB क्या हुआ? C1, C2. And how much is C1, C2?
2 minus 1.
2 minus 1. ठीक है. B inverse तुमने अभी बताया था. minus 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 1 by 3. और A3 कितना है? 1, 0. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
And similarly, your Z4 minus C4 will be 2 minus 1. ये change नहीं होगा. ठीक है. B inverse change नहीं होगा. 2 by 3, 1 by 3. But your A4 will change now. What is that? 0, 1. अब निकाल सकते हैं values?
मैम इसकी तो -4/3 आ रही है.
ये Z3 minus C3?
यस मैम. और
ठीक
मैम
है.
उसकी आएगी 1/3.
ये आ गई +1/3. ठीक है. नाउ सी, ये तो आ गई लेस देन 0, राइट? बट दिस हैज टर्न्ड आउट टू बी पॉजिटिव. दैट मीन्स व्हाट? दैट मीन्स द करंट सॉल्यूशन इज नॉट ऑप्टिमल. ठीक है. इसका मतलब हम अपने x3 को तो नॉन बेसिक रख सकते हैं, बट we'll have to change x4 from non-basic to basic. Is this clear? See, अब मैं दोबारा से लिख रही हूं. Your B was A1, A2. Your N was A3, A4. यही किया था ना हमने? Assume जो शुरू में. ठीक है. Now this is for understanding. Because of which my XB was X1, X2 and my XN was X3, X4. Is it clear now? Now, with this choice of XB and XN, we conclude that the current solution is not optimal. Okay, so since the current solution is not optimal, that means the solution, the objective value, can be improved further. So if it can be improved further, that means out of these two, one should go here, and out of these two, one should come here, right? And that depends upon what? The values of Zj minus Cj's. And we observed that no need to shift this variable. The only shift that we need to do is for this variable. So that means x4 must go here. But if x4 has to go here, I cannot see, my equations were 2 and my variables were 4. So I must have two variables here only. So that means if x4 has to go here, then either x1 or x2 have to leave from here. Okay. So that means this way we have used our entering criteria. Are you getting the point now? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
So this becomes our making use of our entering criteria. Now we have to make use of the leaving criteria also. ठीक है ना? अब leaving criteria के लिए I think इसमें इतना क्लियरली नहीं दिखेगा because हमको रेशियोज कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा ना. ओके, उसके लिए what I was trying to do was simplify the things for you. अच्छा, अब इसको समझने के लिए थोड़ा सा इधर आ जाते हैं. जो हमने अपना XB लिखा हुआ था ना, इक्वल टू, वापस उसी इक्वेशंस पे आ जाओ. यहां से समझाती हूँ. 4/3 10/3 है ना, यही था ना फर्स्ट. माइनस 1/3, यहां से समझाऊंगी फिर समझ में आएगा. 2/3 x3 minus 1/3 x4. Let's come back to this equation. ठीक है. Is this okay? Now, see, we have concluded that my x3 can easily remain to be non-basic. Okay, that means I can still keep my x3 at 0 level, but my x4 has to enter. So that means x4 has to change from 0 to something else, right? And obviously positive, because we are looking at non-negative values, non-negativity restrictions, right? And either x1 or x2 has to become 0. तभी तो, see, basic non-basic का मतलब क्या हुआ? See, that's why I did not put them initially at 0, because I needed these equations. When I'm saying that x4 has to go here from xn to xb, that means x4 has to change its value. अभी तक हमने क्या assume किया हुआ है? That x3 is 0 and x4 is also 0. Now, if x4 has to change its value, that means it has to upgrade itself from 0 level to some positive level here, right? And if x1 or x2 has to leave the value, leave the basis, that means it has to change its level from, अभी यहाँ पे हमारे पास एक values है ना इसकी, x1 was 4/3, x2 was 10/3. So that means either of them have to change their value from either, that means either x1 changes its value level, I won't say value, or level, from 4/3 to 0, or x2 changes its level from 10/3 to 0. Okay, but x3 can comfortably remain at 0 level. So if I still use this condition that x3 is still 0, then my xb can be rewritten as, see, I can rewrite this as 4/3, 10/3, x3 is 0, so I omit that column, and then I'll be left with just, is it minus 1/3 or plus? No, plus 1/3 and 1/3 into x4, right? Which I can write as 4/3 minus x4/3 and 10/3 minus x4/3. And what was this xp? This xp was nothing but x1, x2. यही था ना हमारा?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you just look at these ratios, 4/3 minus x4/3 and 10/3 minus x4/3, when will this term become 0?
जब मेरा x4 4 होगा.
When x4 is 4. And when will this term become 0?
जब मेरा x4 10 होगा.
जब मेरा x4 10 होगा. तो x, अगर इमेजिन करो x4 को अपने आप को अपग्रेड करना है 0 से, तो वो कहां पहले पहुंचेगा? 4 पे या 10 पे?
हम 4 पे.
4 पे. That means what? That means x1 will become 0 first than x2, or x1 can reach the level 0 quickly compared to x2. That means In other words, it will take more number of steps to make x2 non-basic compared to x1. Okay, so what we can do is put x4 4, x1 0. Okay, so what happens is that now my new choice of B is now, I've made x1 0. So
A2 A4.
x2, yes. But I'll write it like this because मैंने x1 को हटाया है. तो मैं पोजीशन x2 की नहीं चेंज कर रही. x1 को हटा के this is not B actually, this is xb. अब मैंने xb को x4 x2 बना दिया और xn को क्या बनाया? x3 x1. So that accordingly your B is now A4 A2 and your N is now A3 A1. See, just note one thing, I'm not changing the position. जिसको हटाया उसकी जगह दूसरे को बिठा रही हूँ. Okay, I'm not following that order, right? Why? Because you will see that the order, the columns in the identity matrix play an important role. So I'm not changing that order. So A3 जहां था वहीं है. A3 still will remain as 1 0. Okay, and instead of that, I have incorporated A1. Is this okay? Now you have new B, you have new N. Okay, so now we can complete the steps जो हमने पहले छोड़े थे. Actually, why I'm explaining this is because अभी इसमें ना तुम्हें ratio यहाँ से clearly नहीं दिखता इस method से. But when we'll do the simplex method in a tabular form, then the ratios will be more easily understandable. So that's why I'm just trying to make you understand why the minimum ratio is important, because the minimum ratio is going to be that ratio which is going to let your basic variable become non-basic, the very first basic variable which can become non-basic. So we are basically choosing that कि सबसे पहले कौन सा basic non-basic बन सकता है out of all the two. So that is why I explained it with the help of this method. Okay, so now since you have new B, new N, we can recalculate the things. Okay, so and now अब तो हमारे पास x4 का value भी है and x2 already है ही हमारे पास, so we can recalculate our z, we can recalculate our zj minus cj's for non-basic and then conclude whether we have reached optimality or not. Is this clear?
Yes ma'am. तो हम बी एन जो हमारा नया है उसके बाद हम दोबारा फिर एक्स बी और बाकी सॉल्यूशन निकालेंगे ना.
हाँ, अब नहीं, वैसे तो एक्स बी तो अब हमारे पास आ ही गए ना, x4 x2 आ गए हमारे पास.
हाँ हाँ.
और x2 को तो हमने चेंज ही नहीं किया. बेसिकली x1 को 0 किया, x2 2 ही था, x3 0 हुआ और x4 4 हो गया. क्योंकि x4 जब 4 था तभी मेरा x1 0 हुआ था ना.
यस मैम.
तो ये तो हमारा आ ही गया ना x. So basically तुम्हारे xb आ गए. Your xb is x4 x2 which is actually 4 2 and x3 x1 which is 0 0. But तुम्हारे b चेंज हुए ना, b और n चेंज हुए. Is that okay? अब zj minus cj's compute कर सकते हो. Why I'm doing this is now compare this. As I said, इसका ग्राफ भी बना सकते हो तुम. ठीक है? Make a graph and then compare from which extreme point did you move to which extreme point, and did you reach optimality or not. Is this okay? कर लोगे?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.